Hello, my name's Paul,
Hi, my name's Rachel.
and we are the English Language Lab, and this is our business English podcast, BizPod.
We're going to try to teach you everything you need to know about business English.
So, whether you need English for job hunting, presentations, meetings, or any other form of communication, you have come to the right place.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy BizPod.
So welcome back to another BizPod. I have a question for you, Rachel. When was the last time you had to make a decision?
Well, probably today, probably a few minutes ago, on whether to have a jammy dodger or not.
Okay. So you're making decisions all the time.
Absolutely.
When was the last time you made a really, really important decision?
How big is important?
I don't know, one jammy dodger or two jammy dodgers?
That's not a big decision. You're talking about life-changing decision, probably moving to Italy. There you go.
Okay, that was quite a few years ago. Okay. Do you know do you remember the process you used to make your decision?
No idea.
So you didn't use OODA.
I didn't use OODA. Would you like to
I love
explain
OODA.
I know you love OODA, but I was the one who introduced you to OODA.
You were? Well, yeah, you reminded me of it, but I'd come across OODA many years ago, I
Did
think.
you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just chose it because I understood it had been used in politics. And you know me, anything about politics, and my ears prick up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's find out more about that.
Well, I suppose the OODA loop, as it's known, is a way of making decisions when you need to act or react quickly.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
So OODA, OODA. Do you know what it stands for?
Yes, it stands for observe, orientate, make a decision, decide, and then act.
Yeah.
What was it used for? When was it first created?
It was the American military, the American Air Force, who sort of came up with the idea. But I can't remember. Was it John Boyd from the Air Force? I can't remember.
Yes, I think that was his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why? That's what I'm saying. Why?
Yeah. Well, why what? Why was it made, or why is it good?
Both.
Well, it was created, I believe, to help fighter pilots make quick decisions. You know, that they're really in life and death situations. And it was a process that allowed them to react quickly to situations.
Wasn't it this guy, the guy who created it, didn't he say that he could win any dogfight within the first 90 seconds?
Yeah, by getting inside his opponent's OODA loop.
Yeah, but what did he do with his plane? Do you remember?
No, what did he do?
He took his plane all the way going up, almost vertically. And then he used the other plane sort of started to follow, but he did it so quick that then he dropped down, and then he was behind the plane that was following him and managed to shoot him down.
Right. That was what Tom Cruise did in Top Gun, the movie. Yeah. So Tom Cruise was using an OODA loop decision process.
But anyway, we're talking about decisions more broadly today, not just the OODA loop, because we're going to share with people the radio broadcast where I heard first about this and then I shared it with you. Hopefully people can do an extra bit of listening practice this month. But can you tell me, with regards to decisions in general, I mean, business, how important is making decisions in business?
Well, very important. I think, the whole point of business is making decisions. I suppose it does depend on the type of business you're in. Yeah. I know, I think our business doesn't require fast-paced critical decisions every minute of the day.
No.
But there are some businesses that have to change and adapt quite rapidly. I think technology companies have to constantly be changing and adapting and making decisions. So, I think some companies, like those technology finance companies, their decisions that they make on a regular basis are probably more critical than, what should we have for lunch today?
Okay. All right. Yeah. But what if I ask you the same question you asked me at the beginning, which was what important decisions have you made recently?
Yeah, that is a good question. It does depend on what you class as an important decision.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything important?
It depends on the context and what the thing you've got to decide on is.
Yeah.
Some people, it might be more important to others.
That's true. That's true. There's a theory of decisions that everything is important or nothing is important.
Ooh, I like the nothing.
Nothing is important.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because we all start the same, we all end the same. What you're doing in between all of that is just a distraction.
That's true. That's true. But I still think I sort of stand by the idea that decisions are important, and particularly in business situations, they're probably more important.
Yeah.
Now, as an employee, your decisions have more impact than the decisions you make at home, for example.
Oh, yeah. But you've got to understand that as an employee, there are employees that make decisions and there are employees who are just the brunt end of the decision. So it depends on the level of the employee, because some people that, you get recruited because your decision-making capacity and to bring people to agreement or disagreement, but then others are just, what are they? Keyboard monkeys. I
don't know. Okay. But even keyboard monkeys have to make decisions. What do I do next? Do I do this or do I do that?
No.
Yeah.
They know what they've got to do because they have a list of tasks they get through the day.
Okay. Okay. Well, what kind of decisions do you think are important at work then, in business?
At work, well, there's your personal decisions about what career ladder you want to follow, what your promotion options are, where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years time. You've got to take decisions to move yourself in those positions towards those goals.
Okay.
You've got the day-to-day decisions that you might have with tasks. If you're on a project and things aren't going the right way, you've got to decide or make a decision on how to get things back on track, things like that. You might have communication decisions, whether you communicate the whole truth to a client about the problem with their order, or you just try and pretend that things are fine and carry on. There's lots of decisions, but it depends on your job.
That's true. It does depend on your job. So who do you think OODA as a sort of standard or a philosophy for making decisions, who do you think that is relevant for then?
Middle management upwards, but then you could use it as a standing point for any sort of decision, just to make you sort of stand. Okay, just take a moment to observe, orientate where we are, what's happening, what's going on around here. Yeah. And then
decide what's the best thing to do.
Yeah. Or maybe it might be to decide to do nothing.
Yeah.
But it's none of your business.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And then act to do nothing.
Yeah.
Or to do something.
Yeah.
But it is a loop, so it is designed as an ongoing thing. So
observe, most things in life are a loop.
Orient,
yeah.
Decide, act. Yeah. But after act, you go back to observe.
Yeah. Well, where am I now? Have I progressed or not? Do I still need to do nothing or something? Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a constant loop.
Yeah.
And I think for those organizations or people in organizations or in roles where you're having to constantly make decisions, what's the next thing that I should do, then OODA is a really good process.
Absolutely. Okay. So anything else you'd like to add about decision making, lack of decision making?
Well, I think a lack of decision making in business or in life in general just doesn't, you just don't get anywhere if you don't make any decisions, do you?
You lack backbone.
What are you gonna do tomorrow if you can't make a decision?
Well, yeah, but there are, there's those people, aren't there? People who do impromptu. What is it? Impromptu stand-up, and it's yes and.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got people who maybe during the day, if they're no people, they've got to say yes to everything. People suggest to them, they say yes, but then there's the opposite. You could say no.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So you
but yes and no is still
decisions.
a decision, though. It's still a decision, though, isn't it? To not make a decision is still a decision. I am choosing to not make a decision. Right now.
Making a decision not to make a decision.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I ask you, after we've spoken today, what will you decide is the next thing you're going to do?
I'm going to analyze my OODA loop and see where I'm at.
Okay.
And decide from there. We'll take it from there, Rachel.
Maybe you could stay in a perpetual OODA loop and never do anything. Because you always make the decision not to act, observe, you possibly orientate, could. Make the decision.
You know what? Thinking about it, Rach, I am constantly in a perpetual OODA loop.
Are you? Okay. Yeah. I'm glad. I'm happy for you.
Okay.
All right. So
that's it for today. We have lots. I think we have lots for our listeners to do this month.
Yeah,
we have
extra things.
The link. Yeah, we have the link to the order. I have a great animation which I want to share with them.
Okay, that's fine. That's
about
great,
making decisions in business.
Okay. All right, then I'll put it all together. So everybody who's listening to this, make sure you check the webpage out for all the extra activities, the transcript, the listening about the OODA loop, and Paul's animation. Okay.
Yeah.
See you next month. Bye.
See you next month.